Measurements, errors, and uncertainties. Introduction. All lab experiments results are affected by errors throughout measurements. It's important to know how to identify and minimize these errors. In this lesson, I will provide the basic information and terms commonly used for errors and uncertainties in measurements. Measuring length. Length is a physical quantity represented by a number and a unit. Some examples that I'm going to list here are commonly length using United States. For example, 5 inches, abbreviation 5IN. Other examples of length using United States is 1 yard, abbreviation 7 feet, abbreviation 7FT, 10 miles, 10 MI. However, in this class, during lab experiments, lengths are measured using a meter, ruler, and a ruler. To measure length in our physics class, we are using two instruments. One is a ruler from 0 to 30 centimeters, and if we have to measure something longer than that, we can use a meter stick that is from 0 centimeters up to 100 centimeters. That is not showing here 100, but this is 99 and we have here 100. There are 3 basic units for length in this class. One is meter. The second one is centimeter and millimeter. It's important that you notice that centimeter and millimeter are the same as meter, but read in smaller lines between number marks. So here we have the common unit for all of them is meter, and we have this prefix centi, and we have the other prefix that is milli. To understand how these marks goes, obtain a meter stick and place on your desk with the centimeter side. Observe the smallest line on the centimeter side, not the inches of a meter stick. A common mistake that happened in my classroom is the meter stick that we use. On one side we have centimeter marks, and when you flip we have inches. Sometimes the students, they flip the meter stick without knowing that the length they are reading actually is in inches. So the smallest line that we are looking here is the very short one. Then we have a longer line in the middle, and the longest one right here marking 1 centimeter. So these numbers, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. So here from this reference to this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 lines up to 1 centimeter. Since we have 100 centimeters, so we can say that we have 1,000 lines on a meter stick. We can also notice that between 2 centimeters we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 lines between 2 centimeter marks. So to answer this question, how many total lines are in this meter stick? We can say 1,000 lines. And how many lines are between each centimeter? We have 10 lines. In other words, 1 meter, we have 1,000 lines, and 1 centimeter, we have 10 lines. In this meter stick, each line represents 1 millimeter. Milli is the abbreviation for 1,000. This comes from the Latin word mil, which means 1,000. So, the correct way to read a meter stick in terms of millimeter is 1 meter, we have 1,000 millimeter. We can also read the meter stick in terms of centimeter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. As this meter stick indicates 99 centimeters, and this will be 100 that is not printed on this wood ruler. Now, can you say how many millimeters are in 1 centimeter? We already did that. So 1 centimeter, we have 10 lines or 10 millimeter. Next, we are going to learn about error when measuring length. The most common one is the zero error. Obtain a ruler and place on the shaded box and follow the sequence below before recording. Here the directions says that to align the zero mark of the ruler with the edge of the shaded box and read its length in centimeter and record this value in the space provided on A. So I align the zero mark of the centimeter with the edge of the box, and now I'm going to close this so we can see the marks that is reading. The edge of this box line up with 8. This is 8.5. So if I'm reading in centimeter, so I have to get the number, the whole number right here, 8. And that will be 8. And this will be the decimal, so 8 point. Here we have, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7. 8.7 centimeters. And I record this value in this box. Now the second direction is asking to align the edge of the ruler with the edge of the shaded box and record this value in the space provided. As you see, I align the ruler with the edge of the box, and now I'm going to read what indicates on this mark. So this indicates about 7.9 centimeters. When comparing both readings, we can state that the measurement on B is smaller than the measurement on A. When you do not align your instrument with the zero mark, you add zero error. Instrument resolution and uncertainties. All measuring instruments have marks or lines except the digital ones, which represent the smallest increment. This instrument have. The smallest increment is called resolution. During measurements, the resolutions can cause doubts when reading. You are not certain how to read between lines. We can say you are uncertain. Ruler resolution. Use your ruler and measure the long box drawn below in millimeter and record on A your measurement. Here I align the ruler with the box, and I'm going to take a close-up to show where the lines is showing on this ruler. As you see, my line is kind between two marks. So if I'm reading in millimeter, so it'll be 71, 72, 73, 74. I will not save 75 or 76. I'm not certain. So I'm going ahead and write 74 millimeter. On my previous measurement, I was not certain if I was reading 74 or 75. So I have to make some corrections on my reading to minimize error. Since the minimum, the smallest increment that I can have in my reading was 1 millimeter, so I'm going to make the correction of this, and I'm going to state this can be plus or minus 1 millimeter. So that way I can say that could be 74 or 73 millimeter. So to complete this blank, to correct this, you may add to your recording plus minus 1 millimeter because you are not certain about this measurement. Now, if I'm measuring in the centimeter mark, so again, I'm not sure if it's 71, 2, 3, 4, if it's 74 or 75. I will have the same type of doubts that I had before with millimeter. But now if I'm reading in centimeter, so the uncertainty will be a little bit different. So if I'm reading in centimeter, that will be 7.4 centimeter plus minus 0.1 centimeter, because on each between centimeters I have 10 lines, or 1/10 of centimeter.